Star Trek 4 may actually still be happening. Now, if you recall, Paramount removed Star Trek 4 from their release calendar a year ago. And yes, don't come at me with, what do you mean Star Trek 4? We already got Star Trek 4 with Spock and blah, blah. Yeah, I know. This is Star Trek 4, of course, from the J.J. Abrams universe, and would once again probably star Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. It's kind of unclear who else would return because, of course, a lot of the people that were in this iteration of Star Trek have now had careers that have blossomed. You know, Carl Urban, Zoe Saldana, Chris Pine. You know, he just directed a film, which I know has not gotten great reviews, but still, these actors have gone a long way since the last time they played these characters. So it'd be interesting to see who they'd be able to get back. But this news comes from the original co-screenwriter of Star Trek 4, which is Lindsay Anderson Beer. And she said this about the project while promoting Pet Sematary Bloodlines, her directorial debut, which is being released this week. I think it's only on Paramount Plus. I don't think that's coming to the theaters. I don't know if it's a reboot or I don't know what's going on with that movie. I haven't heard much about Pet Sematary Bloodlines. I'm not really into those movies. I like the first one. I tried the second one. I didn't really like it, and I know there have been quite a few since that. But if you do see this movie, let me know if it's worth watching, because it is October, so I'd love to watch the horror movies in October. So anyway, back to the story about Star Trek 4. This is what the writer Lindsay Anderson Beer had to say about her involvement with Star Trek 4 and where she thinks it is. Star Trek 4 it's still on track. I love that project, and it was another one that I had to hop off of to direct this movie. And that was a hard thing to do, but I love everyone involved with that project. So her script has since been rewritten by a writer named Josh Friedman, who worked on Avatar 2, and someone else named Cameron Squires, who's known for WandaVision. That was also when Matt Shakman was attached to direct this movie. And of course, he has also since left this film, and he will be directing the next Fantastic Four movie. So it's kind of been up in the air, but according to this person, she believes that this movie is still coming out. I definitely have my doubts. But we do know that one Star Trek film is definitely still in development, and that is the Section 31 film. That, of course, will be released on Paramount Plus. I don't think that that's going to get a wide release. It might be released in a few larger markets for, a couple weeks or something, but I think for the most part, it's going to be on Paramount Plus. So we know that that's coming out. I personally still don't think that Star Trek needs a feature film. I think that they have more to lose with a feature film than they do to gain. I don't think that Star Trek is ever going to be one of these big franchises. It's never going to bring in like Transformers money or MCU money or something like that. So to try and prop Star Trek up like that, I think is a bad idea. I think doing smaller feature films, it doesn't have to be the Quentin Tarantino thing, but something like that, something that's out of the box, something that's lower budget. I think that once you have these high budgets, then you have to have this high turnaround, right? You have to get that money back. And you make compromises on different things. And I think that Star Trek has a ceiling. I don't think that you're ever going to get that multi-billion-dollar franchise out of Star Trek. I think that it can be a multi-hundred-million franchise for sure. I think that it can be a profitable franchise, but I think that it has to be done right. And I think, when you get a fourth film in a film series, that's when everybody gets raises anyway. And these actors already deserve raises because of everything they've done on the side. And now you're saying, well, these characters are returning for the fourth time. I know I'm going to get this much percentage, and then I'm going to get this much because of all these movies I've been in. The budget already is going to be, huge before you even put pen to paper, or you start constructing sets, or you go on location. So I think that Star Trek 4 in this iteration is a bad idea. And I think that the Section 31 film is a good idea just because it's a smaller scale project. And I think that that is better for this franchise. But, again, that's my opinion. Let me know if you have a different opinion on that in the comments below. But according to this writer, the film is still on track somewhere, probably still looking for a director. Now, the directors have not been on strike. So if Star Trek did find a director, they could have announced that. But maybe they'd like to have the cast there to announce it too. So they might be waiting for an announcement till the SAG strike is ended. So that's something that we could hear in the next coming months. So if anything does develop on that, I will definitely report it here. But those are just my feelings about the next film in that franchise. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey everyone, Eric here. Thanks for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was taken from my weekly podcast, WDIM News, which you can catch each Monday on this channel. If you would like to check out the full podcast, you can do so by clicking on this video here. Make sure that you not only hit the like button to help support me, but also hit the subscribe button so that you know when my new videos come out. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?